This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another sports catastrophe on this day. And on this day, February 2nd, it's not just Groundhog Day, it's Maple Leafs Day. It's Ian Turnbull, yes, the man you see in the picture, did something fantastic as a defenseman that no other defenseman had ever done. Not even the great Bobby Orr and his goal scoring ability. Not even Paul Coffey did. Not even Ray Bork or even Al McGuinness. Yes, I'm talking about that famous day on February 2nd, 1977, when Ian Turnbull shocked the world and scored not one, not two, not three, but 5 goals in one game. Ian Turnbull was drafted 15th overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1973, which was pretty good coming out of the Ottawa 67s. Well, he played for the Montreal Junior Canadiens when they were in the OHA. That's the predecessor to the OHL, but then went to Ottawa. The Leafs drafted him 15th overall. He played 78 games in his rookie campaign with them. Got 35 points, which isn't that bad. He was a mainstay for the Toronto Maple Leafs for many years. And so, basically, he was great. He and Jorge Salming were one of the best 1-2 defenseman punches in the league. Well, the Habs had so far .2, a.k.a. Guy Lapointe and Larry Robinson, not just as a 1-2 pairing, but a 1-2-3 punch. But the Leafs had a good 1-2 punch in those two guys. Ian Turnbull would play 628 games in his NHL campaign, 123 goals, not half bad. He would score 13 playoff goals. But a lot of people were shocked and all that at Ian Turnbull and all that because, it's just amazing. So Turnbull, in that 76-77 season, the same season he scored those 5 goals in 1977 against the Red Wings to make it 9-1. His 79 points is the most points by a Leaf defenseman ever in one season. Still to this day. It's like, what the heck is going on? Yeah. Ian Turnbull was fantastic. It was on Saturday night on Hockey Night in Canada. The Leafs hosted the Red Wings, who were not really that good, if you ask me. So, anyway, the point being is that the 76-77 Leafs were decent in a sense. They were playing in a tough Adams division with both Boston and Buffalo being fantastic, and Cleveland not so much. So basically, Buffalo was a few years away from their final after they made the finals for the first time in franchise history. Still with Punch and Black as boss. And Boston, Don Cherry leading his Bruins to glory and all that. The Leafs would finish 33, 32, and 15. Kind of a putrid mark, if you ask me. One game above 500. But 15 ties is huge. When you look at the Detroit Red Wings, they were sucky. They both were in the Prince of Wales Conference, Toronto and Detroit. But Detroit was putrid. 16 wins in 80 games with 41 points. That was kind of pathetic, if you ask me. So, so the Leafs got taken out by the Flyers in the quarterfinals. All that. Well, the Leafs had to take down the Pittsburgh Penguins to get to the quarterfinals, then the Flyers took them out in 6 games. Detroit obviously sucked, and but Detroit did get the number 1 pick in the draft. So the 76-77 Leafs. I don't know why. Sorry, I was looking at the link. I'm looking at the 77 season, and they're not giving me a link. I think it's in someone else's something. So anyway, the 77 Leafs, as I said, had to go through the preliminary round against the Penguins, beat them, and then took care of the Um, so yeah. Okay, sorry about that. I clicked on the wrong thing. So the Leafs were headed into their matchup with the Red Wings at 24-20-7. Not bad, but they got burned by the Atlanta Flames, part of the pun, 7-3. So they needed to do something against the Red Wings. And the Red Wings used lifelong Rangers superstar Ed Jockerman, who they got on the waiver deal on Halloween Day 1975, in the net. Jockerman wasn't really that good. And then they used Jim Rutherford, future general manager. And Turnbull did great. He got a hat trick against Jockerman and scored the last 2 goals against Jim Rutherford. But the funny thing is, the Leafs actually scored. He scored 5 goals on 5 shots. That's amazing. So after that win over Detroit, they basically kind of parlayed it into a terrible February. All that. So yeah, Turnbull would be the 3rd highest scorer on the Leafs that year, behind Lanny and Darryl, and all that. So yeah, so Ian Turnbull was kind of a decent player, but of course he scored on Detroit, who were a terrible franchise. The Red Wings would get the #1 pick in the 1977 draft, which they basically screwed up on. Of course, I talked about the 1977 draft when I talked about Mike Bossy being the birthday boy. So basically, yeah, Ian Turnbull was an icon, but the Leafs just lost touch after a few years with him. So basically, he went to LA and then Pittsburgh, and nothing much happened to his career. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.